Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs FlossTube Season 3 Episodes 20. Well, good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm back! Yay! Finally! I am so sorry I have been away for so long. As you can imagine, I have been trying to get my mojo back, and while I'm here for a floss tube, I haven't actually done any stitching yet because I had a hectic month. If you caught my catch up, you know everything that's been going on. If you haven't, I'll card it up the top here. That way you can go and check it out so you can find out all the things that have been happening and why I have been MIA. But that aside, welcome back everybody. It's so good to see you and have you here with me. For those that are new here, welcome to the channel. This is me here in my professional capacity of doing floss tube. Well, somewhat professional. Anyway, I'm back. Welcome if you're a new subscriber. If you are a new subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any future posts. And also, if you're a returning subscriber, grab a cuppa. Even if you're a new subscriber, grab a cuppa as well. But welcome back and thank you again for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. I have missed you guys. I have missed talking to you and telling you all the things that I've been up to. So, as I said, this is not technically a floss tube video, but it's part of me getting back into stitching. So I have just been very flat on my stitching. I've lost my stitching mojo. I've had a lot of stuff going on in the background. I've generally across the board, I've lost my crafting mojo, but I'm excited to say that I am super pumped to be back, and I'm super pumped to be getting back into some things. I went to a quilt show recently and it was great. It was great to be there with some of my stitchy friends and my quilting friends, and basically, yeah, we had a blast, and I'm going to insert some photos and video and stuff that I took while I was there into this video, so you'll get to see snippets of everything that was going on. Granted, I cannot give you every single picture that was taken. I didn't take any pictures. I took some video, just a couple. I was just so engrossed and having a great time with my friends. I didn't want to take away from that, but my friends took lots and lots of pictures from their point of view of quilts and all the rest of it, and yeah, so I'm going to share some of those with you as well, and I'm going to share all the things that I got. I spent way more than I should have, but I'm going to share with you all the things that I got while I was there, and I'm super excited because I'm also doing a quilt along with my lovelies as well. We're all doing exactly the same quilt, so that's going to be lots and lots of fun. And we started it while we were down there. Some plans got cancelled, so we spent the night doing some English paper piecing. So let's get straight into it. The first thing that I want to say is thank you for bearing with me for one, but Down the Rabbit Hole magazine is out, and if you haven't seen it already, here is a picture of the cover. We are featuring an international designer from England, Stitch with Susie. So she has a floss tube, and she also has, I believe she's got a floss tube. I did read that. I'm pretty sure I read that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she's got a floss tube. She's only just recently started it. I think that's why I'm not 100% sure, or she's about to start it. Anyway, Stitch with Susie is over on Instagram. If you head over to her Instagram page, you will find all the lovely details of where you can find her on all the socials over there. And we have our regular Aussie designers as well. We have Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs. We have Caitlin from Naught Stitches and Crosses. Her business name is always a bit of a mouthful. Of course, I have some designs in there as well. And we also have Deb from Frog Cottage. And who else do we have in there? We've got Jan, who has written a lovely article on Dorset buttons, and we also have, I think that's everybody. Yes, I think that's everybody. If I've missed anybody, I do apologise, but I will put the list of names of all the designers that are in there. So yeah, make sure that you head over and check that magazine out. It's $6.95. There are 8 patterns. Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, because I'm into the next magazine, which is our special edition coming out. We were going to put it out last year, but we didn't get the response that we thought we were going to get or we were hoping to get, not even what we thought, because it is, you know, it's a special edition. It is a Biscornu and Smalls edition. So that is coming out. It is due to drop on the 30th of June or the first week of July. I have a few appointments this month that may hold me up with that. So, but I will keep you posted here on the channel. So make sure you head over to Down the Rabbit Hole magazine.com.au and you will get all of your back issues there, as well as the latest copy. And don't forget to come back and check everything out that we talk about here. All right, so that is the admin part of it out of the way. We also for that group, we also have a Facebook group now for that particular part of my business. So if you would like to join that, I will leave the link down below. You can come over and join that group. It's a little bit just starting to get its feet, and we're just starting to move forward on that. We just opened it up for people to join, but we have had a couple of free charts over there. I have a May one that has to go up because I had some technical issues, so I've got to get that uploaded up there. I'm trying to put a free pattern up there all the months of the year. So yeah, but I did have some technical difficulties with software. So it wasn't saving my, it kept not saving for some reason, but I uninstalled, reinstalled, and now we're all happy. So I've got to go back and do the design again. All right. So all right, I don't know where to start. I have a pile of goodies here. So this is sort of like a bit of a haul video. I don't really have any more admin stuff to say, except that you should see a video from me every 2 weeks now, because instead of every week, just workload. I've got another channel now discussing books and stuff like that, and I'm putting some time and energy into that. So I'm just sort of backing a little bit away from my FlossTube. And as I discussed in my last video, I was looking at going back to fortnightly or maybe monthly. At this point in time, I have decided to do it fortnightly. It is on my calendar and it is printed off. It is in ink. It can't change. So I have that all there, and so I'm going to do fortnightly videos, and that's going to give me the opportunity to spend a little bit more time with my almost 18-year-old, helping her get her license, and my almost 16-year-old, who in less than 2 months will have her L's, and so I will be in the car pretty much probably permanently with those two, teaching them how to drive, because my husband is busy at work and he can't do a lot of that, although he does take them on weekends and stuff sometimes. All right, so that is sort of why I have to back off a little bit, and because my 18-year-old is leaving home at the end of the year. So she's going off to university, so I want to spend as much time as I can with her. Or I'll rephrase that. I want to spend as much time with her as she will allow me to spend with her, because you can't force that girl to do anything. Although I noticed that she is getting a little bit more, it must be just starting to realise, because she's coming out into the lounge room more and sitting on the couch next to me and talking to me, and when I'm doing something in the kitchen, she comes in and sits down and has a conversation with me. So it must be starting to dawn on her that this is going to happen sooner rather than later. So yeah, so it's a very exciting time, but also a little scary for her and a little bit scary for me letting her go. But yeah, she's going off to the big city and she's a country girl, so it's going to be a big culture shock for her. So anyway, all right, so speaking of city, I was in Brisbane at the convention centre. I went for 4 days. It's the first time I've ever gone for the 4 days, and I loved it because the first day I sort of walked around, although I grabbed one thing straight away because I just had to have it. Like I could not, well, and there was not many there, so I didn't know whether they had more stock or not. And as it turns out, on the Sunday, the book wasn't there. So I'm going to start with that one. This was on the first day. So for those that don't know, the Australian Quilt Convention is normally run in Melbourne, I believe. I think this was the first time that it's been outside of Melbourne. So it's like Australia's version of QuiltCon, I guess. And not that I've been to QuiltCon, so I can't really make that comparison, but it's sort of where everybody goes to, and like everybody sort of goes down to Melbourne. I personally would have liked to have gone down to Melbourne for it, but you know, the year that I was planning on going down, COVID hit, things got cancelled, and this was the first one that we've had since all our restrictions have lifted and whatnot. So they've had it outside of Melbourne this time. I believe this is the first time it's ever been outside of Melbourne. I'm not 100% sure on that. So, yeah, so we went down. I met up with Shell_Trails on Instagram. So, Michelle. And I went down with Gail Phillips, and I also went down with Morgana Stitchy Moon 75, Leanne. And so you may recognise the last two, they are both on FlossTube. And yeah, so we all met up in Brisbane, and we spent the 4 days. We got 2 apartments there that were just within walking distance, which was absolutely fabulous. And we spent the 4 days together, and we just walked around the quilt show. I'll rephrase that. We didn't walk, we mosey-oned around, and we sat down, we had lunch, we just took our time. We got there at 10, we left at 4, and then we went home and we had dinner, and we just chilled and relaxed and had some good laughs. And I didn't do any stitching while I was down there, and nor did Michelle or Leanne, but Gail was sitting there doing some stitching. The girl is addicted. But we had a great time. It was really good just sitting there relaxing and chilling. So the first thing that I got was a paint with thread, and both Gail and I seen this and just had to jump on it, just for the cover alone. Like, I purely brought this because of the cover. And yes, I've managed to work books into this channel again. But it's paint with thread. So I'll flick through and just show you. I love the inside of the cover as well. Like, isn't that just gorgeous? Like, I love books that are just set out like this. And the photography is really good in this as well. We've got our welcome page. Now, that is just beautiful. That is probably the first thing that I'm going to stitch, because I do love a good sunflower. No, sunflower, in case you couldn't, like, no, they're not out here. I did have some sunflowers. Actually, I don't know. I think Mia took them home with her. They haven't been out here for a while because she likes sunflowers too. But that is beautiful, and that's all done with thread. So I believe there's 4 projects in this particular one. Like, look at the detail on that bee. Like, my goodness. Isn't that just beautiful? And I've been wanting to dabble into this for a little. The mushroom, that also got me too. Oh, I don't know where the camera is. I almost took myself out. Just absolutely gorgeous. Like, I've been wanting to, and the simplicity of this one, I've been wanting to delve into this sort of stitching for a while now. And so, and you've probably seen that I've done like some raised embroidery and stuff like that. But this one's a little bit different. This one's actually, you're painting, like, just to show you the detail on those leaves. So you can see they're using multiple colors, and you're doing like little short strokes and long stitches as well to give it the texture. So I'm really, and this is very laid out very, very well. I really like, you can see on the sunflower seed, some of the detail on that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really looking forward to, like, this mushroom. It's just like the picture, the photograph, it almost looks like it's raised, but you know it's not. It's just stitched, and like, it's just beautiful. Look at the colors in that leaf. Like, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm super pumped about starting this one. There's another. It's got more than 4 projects in it. I'm not too sure how many is in it. It's a little robin. I'm super pumped to start, because, you know, like, I need another hobby. But it's something that I've wanted to learn for a while. Whether I only do one piece out of this book, I don't care. But I'm thinking that I want to do the bee, the robin, and the sunflower most definitely. And I want to sort of set myself up where it is all set up and it's not going to be disturbed. So I'll probably have it just set up in my embroidery frame, and have it set up, and then I can just do a little bit at a time and just slowly work through it. Like, the detail that you can get, like look at those eyes on that bee. It's amazing. Like when you think that that is all done with thread, that is absolutely amazing. So that is by Emily Ferris is the author of this, and it's a step by step guide to embroidery. So it's got some embroidery as well, but then it's got thread painting, so mainly that. So absolutely absolutely gorgeous. It was not a cheap book either. It was $50 I paid for it, but I think well worth it. Like when you consider that if you were to go and buy each of those individual patterns, you're looking at $10 anyway. So at the end of the day, value for money. It normally retails for $70, so I got a bargain anyway. All right, I need to find somewhere to put this stuff now. All right, okay. The next thing, now I've done Sashiko before, and I've talked about it on my channel. I've done a story in it in the magazine as well, and I really like the rhythmic flow of Sashiko. So there were quite a number of Sashiko stalls there, and so I got a couple of items from a couple of different ones, and I also seen in one of the stalls they had what they call a borrow table runner, and so basically the fabric is just laid on top, and then you do running stitch with like your white or your white threads or cream. It actually looked a little bit cream, the thread that they use, but most time it's you use white. So I got some fabrics to do that. I unfortunately do not have a picture of it because when I went to take a picture of it, they had run out of kits and pulled it down. I liked the look of it. I didn't like the fabrics that were in it, so I sort of just collected my own fabrics and took a mental note of what it looked like. And yeah, it borrows pretty easy because it's just layering of fabric, and then you do running stitch to hold it down. And I'm just going to do a long table runner for in front of my TV, and so I got a heap of fabrics for that. But I also got some pre-printed stuff, so and a little kit for, because I'm obsessed with pin cushions at the moment too, like. So I got this one. It's called Four Seasons, and so you can see it's pre-printed. I haven't pulled it out because I just want to keep it in there because I don't know when I'm going to get to it. But I am going to do this in a variegated thread because I stock Sashiko supplies here because there's a few ladies that do it in town and they come and get their supplies from me. So yeah, so it's got a fair bit of detail in it. So the phone is not gonna focus. But anyway, it's got 4 seasons on it. So it's got like the sun, it's got a bear, bunnies, it's got sticks, leaves, acorns, mushrooms, by the looks of it, a little squirrel. You cannot have 4 seasons without a squirrel, I'm sorry. There's a deer on there, there's a bee, there's some flowers. So it's going to be a lot of stuff, and I'm just going to do it, I'm thinking in a variegated thread. I'll have a look what variegated so I've got and make my decision there. And the other one that I got, I ummed and ahed over this and finally purchased it on the last day. I just love the simplicity of this. This is just going to be a cushion, and I've just chosen to do it on white, and I'm going to do it with the dark thread. This was, I was torn between, because you can get it in the indigo fabric as well, and I was torn between the two, but this white one kept drawing me to it. So it's going to be white fabric with indigo color thread. So I got that. And then I spotted this little, it's a mini Sashiko pin cushion and a coaster. So that's what it's going to look like. But it came in a little kit. Like, how adorable is that little basket? It comes with everything that I need. It even came with the needle as well. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I will do that. Like, these little projects I like to take away with me when I go on extended holidays or anything like that, because I can just chuck them in and everything's there. And then I can do it all by myself. And when I need a break from the kids. All right, the next one that I got, these were because I spent a certain amount of dollar value at this particular store, and so I could get these templates that normally retailed for $18, $19 or something. I got them for $5. So I can make, because that's only one coaster, but I can get some fabric and make some more coasters with them and just play around with these a little bit. And because they're stencils, I can actually do bigger pieces as well. So I can do cushions and stuff like that. I'm sort of regretting that I didn't grab the other two in the designs, because then I could have had like a sort of sampler thing going. All right, now get back to the table runner, the borrowed table runner. I got a heap of fabrics to do this. Okay, so basically what I will do is I will cut like rectangles and squares and and just basically little pieces of fabric and layer them and give it like to make a long table runner. So there's no rhyme or reason to it. So I just sort of, I really liked the green that was in it, but I didn't like some of the other fabrics that were in it. So at this particular shop, they had this, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a linen cotton. It's definitely stuff that is used in Japanese quilt making and stuff like that. So just pull it out so you can see it a bit better. So you can see those colors there. And I also, from the same store, got a roll of, these are the width of fabric, so the 1 to 10 in length, and they're 8 inches wide, and I've got a few different ones in there. And that pattern one there, it's got, like, I can really fussy cut that to put some pieces and what in. Now, mind you, green doesn't go in my house, but I do have brown furniture, so it will probably go really well on that. And I also have a bit of a backup plan, like to add some lighter colours into it. I got these ones, so you can see that they're all going to go together. So this will just have a little bits and pieces. And then to add a little bit of yellow and lighter brown into it, I got these little wool pieces, so you can use wool as well. And I'm going to sort of, when I start making this, I will actually vlog it, so you'll get to see the process of me doing it. Now, I am just making it up as I go. I've seen a picture on the wall, like I've seen a sample on the wall, and by the time I got back there, their kit was sold out anyway, and they didn't have any patterns either. So basically, which I probably should have just purchased on the first day. I didn't even think to do that. But basically, I've taken a mental picture of it, and I sort of know what I want and how it's going to be. But I will vlog what I'm going to do with that sort of stuff. And that's sort of something new that's going to be coming to the channel, is anything that I'm working on that I'm not doing a tutorial, but you want, like, I am going to share with you what I'm doing, because I do a lot of stuff that you guys don't see. So, and this is one of them. So I got all those fabrics, and then as I was walking around on the third day, I spotted these blue ones. Now, let me just pull this. I don't even know where to put this. Like, let me just throw that over there. I spotted these blue fabrics, and I thought that I could make a couple of little bags with them. And these all came from, I don't even know where to open this. These all came from the Sashiko places. So sorry about the rustling. But check this out. Like, they folded like a little Japanese jacket. They folded the fat quarter. It's adorable. I don't want to muck it up. But I got, I thought that I could do a green and blue one as well, and with a bit of white in there, and we've got a bit of that one, and I thought I could use some of them for my bags as well. And then there's this piece here that has like all different bits and pieces in it, so I can just cut the rectangles out and use those bits and pieces to scatter through. And so when I do, this is actually a really good example of what borrow will look like when it's done. So what will happen is when I put all those green pieces, they'll be cut like this, and the piece will end up looking mismatched like this piece here. Okay, except it'll have all the greens. And then what I'll do, and this is a really good example of what it'll look like, I will do running stitch all over it in different sizes. So this is printed on there, but mine will actually have the white thread. So it'll have different sort of textured bits and pieces over it. So you can see that there. I can use different colors if I want to, but that is a really good example of what the borrow will look like when it's done. And so that's what I'm sort of going for. And so I will just vlog that, and you'll be able to see what I do as I go along. So I want to make a green one, and I'm also going to make a blue one. And I then got these colors to add in with the blue as well. So the little pops of colors. So we've got like a gold speckled one with purple. Then we've got a mustard. And these all came from, Eats Meets West. This was one of the stalls there. The other one came from all the bagged up stuff, and the first one came from Indigo Niche. I didn't get anything from BB Bold this time because I didn't really want a panel or anything. So I got that one to go with it, and then I figured that I can make, with any of the leftover stuff, I can make some little purses or scissor fob things, like scissor holders. It's another one that you can see there. It's got different little squares on it, so I'll be able to cut and fussy cut that one. This looks like a pattern, like a similar pattern to the Sashiko, and then I got this one. So I'm hoping to make a couple of table runners out of that fabric. But as I said, that blue fabric there is a really good indication, a really good example of what, like really, if I got a meter of this fabric, I could just put that down on the, like that is what the green one's going to look like, except it's going to have the greens and the mustards and the browns through it. And then I'll have the blue with the purples and whatnot. So yeah, so as I said, as I'm doing it, I will vlog it and you will get to see what I'm doing. Might even do a live stream while I'm doing it and you can just sort of flit along. But this, how they folded their fat quarters, adorable. It's like a little jacket. So yeah, I don't want that to come apart, so I'm going to leave that over there out of the way. Get rid of that plastic bag and that one as well. Oh, and I got some of these colours too to go in with the green one as well. They're just little swatches of it. All right, so that's the Sashiko stuff. I bought a lot of Sashiko stuff. So yeah, I also got I also have been wanting to get into wool felt for a while. Jenny Trask and Liz Sawyer have both done some wool felt ornaments, I believe they were, and I really like them, and I follow the Felt Lady on Instagram as well. She lives out about an hour and a half for 2 hours from me out at Chinchilla, and so yeah, so I followed her for a long time, and I've sort of been sitting on the fence, like, do I need another craft? Obviously I do. But yeah, when I was there, I didn't get this from the Felt Lady. I got it from Just Patchwork. Yeah, Just Patchwork, because they had the kit. While the Felt Lady had the pattern, I really wanted the kit, and so both Gail and I purchased this because we were eyeing it off, and it is a cushion. And that is all wool felt on the bottom. And then I got that's the kit there. So it's come with everything I need, including the fabric. So this one will be on a grey fabric there. So I've got enough fabric for the back, for the front and the back. And yeah, so I'm not looking to start this soon, but this is another one that I will just vlog as I'm doing it. It'll be something that I will just do a little bit at a time. It's got a lot of flowers, little flowers all the way down here. We've also got embroidery around each one as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And there is another quilt that this company has every year. They have it up when I've gone. They've had it up on their wall, and it's a big quilt, and it's the 4 Seasons, and that I have, like, you don't know how much I want to get that and do that, but I thought I'll start off small and see if I actually like it, because I might not actually like doing it. So I figured it's not a small project, but it's not a big project either. So, and I think it's very manageable for me to do. So I like to get kits and stuff when I'm at these shows, because they're just little projects that I can pull out and do whenever. Like, I don't care if I don't get to this for like a couple of years. I've already got the kit there. So when I'm ready, or when I'm a little bit, you know, looking for something different to sink my teeth in, I can actually pull these kits out, and everything is there that I need. I don't need to worry about chasing anything up, because I live so far from everywhere, and I don't always have all the supplies that I need here anyway, so it makes it super easy to have those kits. All right, the next thing that I got is another kit, and this is absolutely gorgeous. This is a Needlework kit, and it is by Robin's Needlecraft, and I believe they are in New South Wales. Yeah, so they're in New South Wales. So she does stitching, like needlework, and basically this sort of is to go into my quilt room because it's mannequins, dress mannequins, and so that sort of fits in with my sewing room theme, and it is very I'd call it shabby chic, actually, just the colours and stuff of it. Very French, maybe French shabby chic. And so they're called little French mannequins, and basically she apparently hand dyes all her stuff as well. So I got this pattern, so just try not to get the glare. And as you can see, they're little mannequin dress forms, and then they've got some flowers and stuff behind it. But that's not stitched. That is actually lace that she's done. So this is her design. And you can see here in the back, and I'm going to pull them out because the plastic is not doing it any justice whatsoever. Let me just... Now, apparently this kit comes with all the bits and pieces I need. So it has all the stitchy cloth that I need, and then it's got all the instructions on how to do it, and it's sort of set out in tutorial form, and it's also got the print-offs as well, and they're A4 size, which is great, makes it super easy. It's got all the instructions as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 different mannequins. I've just got a lot of extra sheets in here. That might have been a mistake. That was confusing. All right, so you get the whole pattern, and that's, as I said, they're gorgeous. And then you've got the stitching stuff that you need, so all the white fabric for it to stitch on. Okay, and this was all available in the kit. You also have all your threads that you need. Okay, so she hand dyes her threads, and these are absolutely gorgeous. These are hand dyed, just stranded embroidery thread. Oh, sorry about all the rustling, but it can't be helped when we're opening up and doing a haul. All right, so these are all the colours that are in it. Okay, so we've got some variegateds. We've got pink, we've got green, and then we've got like a taupe colour, and then a mixture of taupe, pink, and green in that. But she also hand dyes some lace, vintage looking lace, and it just goes with it so well. So I'm just going to hold these up. There we go. And these are all very similar, so I'll just hold this one up. I ummed and ahed over this. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but I ended up getting it on the last day. She still had some kits left. So absolutely gorgeous. So I've got 3 pieces of that as well to go in, and that just gets tacked on. And then I've got everything that I need there to do this. So again, this is another one that I will just leave sitting there. I'll have all the pieces together. I mean, you all know how it is. We do it with our cross stitch as well. We kit them up, and then they're just all sitting there waiting for us to pay them some attention. So that is that one, and I'm just going to pop that over there so it all stays together. And to go with that, because it is actually a wall hanging and it's a vertical wall hanging, I got some fabrics from the same store to go with it. So I've got some greens in there, the pink and green. Whether I use all of these, we've got some pink, green, and red. And it was just like, it almost looked like a table runner, but it's a wall hanging. Yeah, so there's some nice little fabrics in there to use. Whether I end up using them or not, I don't know. But anyway, I've got them, and they're Tilda fabrics too. So they're there to go with it, but I purchased that separate. That doesn't come as the kit. All right, we're getting there. And then I got some supplies. I am going to use up some of my scraps, and I'm going to do some little tiny hexagons, and I'm going to make like some little mini quilts with these. I'm not crazy enough to do a big one, but hey, never say never, right? So I might end up doing that. And then I got some more supplies of 3/4 because I was almost out of those, and 1/2-inch ones because I'm going to make a couple of different, a little table runner as such, actually a table center that I seen down there, but I didn't want to buy the kit because I knew I had a lot of the supplies already here. All right, the next thing that I got, Been a while. Okay, is a little tuffet mount for this pig cushion. So I just thought that was a cute little pin cushion. It's got a couple of hexes on it, hence why I've got some of the smaller ones as well. It's got a little bee in the center, and it doesn't require a lot of fabrics and stuff like that. And I thought I could use some of the leftover fabrics from the Sashiko stuff, and then I've got the little tuffet. As I said, I've got a bit of a thing at the moment for pin cushions, and I'm wanting to make a collection, and I love a good tuffet. Like, I've got one floating around here somewhere that I made ages ago. All right, the next one that I got was from the same store, and this one is got little Suffolk puffs all around the outside, and again, it's just another little pin cushion. I just thought it was absolutely adorable, and I had to have it. And then I seen this pattern here, and this one holds all your threads and needles and then folds up into a little heart shape. I thought that was absolutely gorgeous, and it's got a little bit of embroidery on it. So yeah, as you can see, I like to delve into a lot of different sorts of embroidery and stuff like that. So, and again, I like to have the patterns here, and then this one here isn't a kit. It is a pattern, but I will put all the bits and pieces that I need into it and then just have it there, like I do with my cross stitch stuff as well. And then when I'm ready to do it, I can just pull it out. And as I said, I don't care if I don't get to them, you know, right now. They're there for, you know, when I'm away on holidays or something like that, or I want to try something new. All right, so this one here, I've seen this, and I can freely say this because I know that she doesn't watch my channel, although she's a massive supporter of the channel and tells everybody about the channel, but never actually watches it because YouTube is not her thing, unless it's music. So, and that's my bestie down south, Michelle. I've known her since I was 14 years old, and she loves all things Mad Hatter. Well, not necessarily Mad Hatter. Her nickname is Michelle Madworld, and so, but she does like the fact that, you know, we're all mad here, that saying, and all the rest of it. So I try to find things for her that are sort of Mad Hatter related. And when I seen this, I thought, you know what, this is perfect. So I thought I'd make her a little lap quilt. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to it, but I will start sort of collecting some fabrics, and I'm thinking that I'm going to do it in Tula Pink fabrics. So there's a fabric line that I'm going to show you soon. I'm going to get some more of it and do these up in it. So yeah, it's cute. I just thought it was adorable. So it's a little mini quilt or lap quilt that I'll do for her. It's not a massive quilt. The next one that I seen, and I just had to have it, I love Elizabeth Hartman patterns. You've probably seen me do a couple of hers. I've done the Hazel Hedgehog was one of my mini quilts that I've done on, and yeah, and I've done as gifts and stuff for people. I did it as a swap too, I think. But I do like her patterns. So I got Pineapple Farm. Last time I went to get that, they were out of stock. And then I also got and this is the group project that we're doing. We're all doing the same little quilt, so just have to bear with me because I started it and it's in a basket. So I keep my English paper piecing stuff in a basket when I'm working on a project, so I can just chuck it all in there, including scraps. So this is called Trip to the Stars, and it's a mini quilt, and it's all English paper pieced. So it's all hexagons and diamonds. The diamonds are 1 inch, and the large hexagons are 2 inch, and I've done one corner so far. We did that as one of our projects while we were down there. So that's what it's going to look like. We're all doing it in different fabrics. The fabrics that I got is a Tula Pink line, and it is the Alice in Wonderland inspired one. I forget the name of the line. But it has some very beautiful colors in it, so that's part of it. And then there's this is the rest of it. So I got that while I was there too. So that whole quilt is going to be made out of this, and I can actually pack it up a little bit better now instead of just chucking it in. And as I said, I did some while I was down there, and you can see here that I'm thinking that I'm going to get some more of this fabric, because it's got like little critters that have party hats on as well, and it's also got the Mad Hatter's hat in it. And I thought the teacup one and Alice one that I could do for her. You can see the chairs, and it's got the flowers, roses and stuff like that. So that's the one of the bottom corners that I've already done. But I'm thinking of getting that line for the Mad Hatter quilt, because I think some of the fabrics, as you can see, I'll show you here. Let me just have a look. Where is that one that I cut up for there? Right, there it is. It comes in a couple of different colorways, but I reckon that fabric will, hold it up the right way, that fabric will look awesome on the hats. And then there's also this one here. Where is it? We don't have them. Some of these bigger ones too, like let me just get it open. I'm all thumbs today. So I could use some of these bigger pieces on the hats as well. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What are your opinions? Leave a comment down below and tell me, do you reckon I should go with that Tula pink one or something else altogether? I don't know. I don't know whether she'll like it or not. I mean, it's going. I think she'll like it because I made it for her, but I don't know whether she's got, like, she's a bit tricky, but she does like bright colours. So she wears black, but she likes bright colours, like sort of like me. Well, I'm not really as bright as her, but yeah. So I've got that one there, and I'm contemplating getting that line of fabric to go with the Mad Hatter one. And finally, I think it's finally, yes, finally, my last day's purchase, and I got this with Morgana Stitchy Moon bought this as well. This was only $32. I thought it was a fabulous book to get, and you'll see why in a moment. So you've got this quilt pattern in there, and then you've got all of these patterns in there as well. So you've got some little pin cushions, a little needle book, a wall hanging, a bag, another quilt over here, and a little pencil case and a pillow. So all of these patterns are in there. So you can see there's the little pencil case, and then we've got a hexagon quilt in there as well. What else have we got? And then there's the bag. So I thought for $32, that was a brilliant buy. This is a looks like an applique quilt. Yes, it is. It's an applique quilt, so that's all appliqued on. That'll be a pretty simple, and it looks to be needle turned, so I will do my cheats needle turn. You got this gorgeous cushion. I mean, I probably won't do them in all these fabrics, although it would be nice to do them in all the blues. I've got a little bit of a thing for blues at the moment. It's got a couple of pin cushions. And the lady had all this stuff made at the shop, so you got to see all the projects as well. So we've got another pin cushion and a needle book. And what else have we got in here? And like, you've got all your stitcheries to trace out as well. Take every opportunity to share your heart. That's a little mousy one. Very cute. And sometimes I make these things and then just give them away as presents. So this is all the little stitching things that are on the little quilt. The quilt on the front. So each, I'll turn it around and show you. So they're all the stitching blocks that are in it, and they're in the border. So you can see here. Can I get a closer picture of that? Just have a look. Don't think you can. No. So that's the closest picture that we have of that quilt. So they're all of the stitching bits that are in the border here. Okay, so they're all there, and they're really good projects too, because they're quick and easy, and you just sit down and you do your applique, and then if you use the Roxanne Basic glue, you can baste all your that's all. That would have been a catastrophe. You can baste everything down and then just have them sitting there and just pick them up as you want to do them. So, and then you've got the center as well of that, which you could turn into a cushion as well. So yeah, like those sort of little projects, I really like having just sitting there. And as I said, a lot of time, I might not even make the quilt, but I'll sit there and do the like this is like, it looks like Tilda fabric, so it would lend itself to that sort of line of fabric. If you know your fabrics and whatnot, Tilda fabric looks very similar to this, comes in lots of different colorways, and I showed you some of the greens and stuff like that. So you wouldn't necessarily have to do it in the blues, but you could do it with like a collection of Tilda and bring pinks and blues and greens and all that and make it very spring-like. And these, because these are reminiscent of spring for me, that's the vibe I get from them. But as you can see, they're only small. You've only got a little bit of stitching, and then you've got the applique, and because you're doing needle turn applique, you're hand stitching all this down. I mean, you can stitch it down with the sewing machine with a tiny little zigzag or a straight stitch, but I mean, it just looks so much nicer if you hand stitch it. So those sort of things, sometimes I'll do them and then I'll just give them away to friends and stuff. I must admit, I haven't done a lot of that in the past few years because I've been like down the rabbit hole big time on the on cross stitch and whatnot, but I'm really longing to get back into my embroidery, and I do I'm bringing out some designs and stuff for the magazine that I'm doing, so I'm really sort of getting into that sort of vibe of thing. The next thing that I got, which it isn't haul essentially, but it is Stitchy Kindness, and the lovely Gail has known that I have been floundering out in the cross stitching world and not really feeling my stitchy bug or anything like that, but she gave us a lovely gift, and I got a little bit extra because I've been you know, not stitching as such. All right, so she got us a hands-on design. We all got the same one called a resting stitch face. So that's the little picture there of it, and I can't show you the back because it's got the pattern on it, but how cute is that? That is so adorable, and that looks like a really quick stitch to do too. Like, just looking at it, it is only, what is it, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65 by 65, so it's not a although hands-on design really knows how to pack some stitches in, like that is solid stitching like all around it, so yeah. But anyway, resting stitch face, I love it. She got us a pair of socks as well, so she got me some basic witch socks, which I absolutely love. I just think they're absolutely adorable, but I've got to hide them from Savannah, so she's not home, so it's okay. And Gail has a bit of an obsession at the moment with the Last Homely House, and I must admit I'm right there along with her for the Last Homely House. She is just adorable, the lady on it, and the things that she does. Names always elude me, so I'm sorry to the lady on that channel, but I've forgotten your name again. But I do watch it from time to time. I'll sit down and I'll not just watch one episode, I'll binge watch it. So I might pick a month from last year or something, and then I'll just watch all the videos from that particular month. But she is really obsessed with it, and she got some cards for us from there as well. So she got me this one, which I absolutely love. I love candles. I love that candelabra. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Like, I just love it. If I had it my way, I would live by candlelight. It's a little bit problematic for stitching, which means that I would just only have to stitch at daytime. But if I had it my way, I would live by candlelight, by lantern light. But my husband, not so much. But when I go and have a bath, my bathroom is full of candles. My bedroom generally, I've got little fairy lights, so it's a very dull light. But if I'm not reading or I'm just, relaxing and I'm listening to a book, I will have candles on and all the rest of it. I love candles. So yeah, so that is absolutely good. And I don't think Gail actually knew that about me, so it was quite interesting that she got me that one. One of my houses that I lived in before I was with my husband, I actually had wall sconces, like old-fashioned wall sconces all on the wall, and they were candle ones. It was an older house that I lived in, and they must have been the original fixtures in the house, because they had the metal back and they had the little thing the glass that went over it, and yeah, so they must have been the original fixtures, and I used to use them all the time. And like down the hallway, there was like 3 of them down the hallway, and in every room there was these wall sconces, and they had candles that I used all the time. So my electricity bill was awesome when I lived there, because I very rarely had the lights on. And I wasn't stitching as much back then either, so it wasn't really a problem. And then again, I just had like a little book light if I needed extra light at night for reading and stuff like that. But most of the time I would just relax and really unwind. It just relaxes me. I don't know, it just does. And she also got some candles from their shop as well. So yeah, and these are just, they're not scented or anything like that. They're just candles that she makes and sells in her shop. So that they are products from the last home we house, which is absolutely beautiful. And I was just and the last thing that she got me, and this was to help me to get back into stitching, and I'm thinking that I was doing no new starts this year, but I've earned a couple of spots where I can do the no new start. Not that I've been doing any stitching anyway, so it doesn't matter. But she got this for me, and it is from Tempting Tangle Designs, and I don't know where they are located, Idaho in the US, and it is called Dive Into Reading. So I am going to stitch that up, and I'm not sure how big it is, but I'm hoping that I can put that in a frame and I can have that behind me while I'm doing my booktubes. But that is everything. So thank you so much, Gail. I really do appreciate those lovely gifts, and this one is definitely getting started sooner rather than later. I've just got to pick the right fabric for it. Not too sure. I love the colors that are in it too, like you've got like some purples and stuff like that. I'm thinking maybe I don't know. I'll do a floss toss, I think. I'll get the floss out and DMC. Yep, it's all DMC, so that's cool. Yes. Yeah, so I'll get the colours out and do a floss toss, and I will keep you posted on what colour fabric that I do. And I'm actually thinking of doing this as a stitch with me as well, so you can stitch along with me. All right, so thank you, Gail, for that. I appreciate that, and thank you, girls, for a lovely weekend away. I do appreciate it, and I hope that you've enjoyed seeing the quilts that I've dropped out through the video and all that sort of stuff. And I have enjoyed being back and talking to you all about all the things that I'm planning on doing in the near future and the future vlogs that I've got coming along. I do appreciate everybody being here and all of my new subscribers. I have gone over the 20,000 and I'm at 20,400 as of this morning, so thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. And if you haven't yet, please do hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. Help me get back into the algorithm. That would be absolutely fabulous. And leave me a comment down below. And again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you being here and taking time out of your day, and I will see you in a couple of weeks for another floss tube, and this time I will have stitching to show. All right, bye for now.